Hello and welcome to the recording of the IELTS Masterclass. My name is Abhishek. I had taken the live masterclass recently, but if you missed it, then this is your chance to catch it up through this recording. Okay, I am the chief coach at Grassroots Education. I take care of speaking and writing, and I'll be conducting this entire session now. This was a 1.5 2-hour session, which we conducted recently when it was live because I answered a lot of questions. Because this is a recorded session, I'm going to compact all the learnings, all the insights in just 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, so stay with me, pay attention, pick up a pen and paper if you want to, take as much notes as you want, because when you write, you will remember. Okay, but if you watch this video passively without much interest, then you won't learn much. So this video has come to you, make full use of it. Okay, let's begin. Very quickly, let me introduce myself. We are Grassroots Education Consulting. We have started this in 2018. We are basically into English preparation across various exams. So we take care of IELTS, which is the mainstay. Apart from that, we take care of GMAT and certain other exams as well. Banking exams too. Okay, so all these banking entrance exams, we take care of the English part only. Now we also help people become better speakers, better public speakers. Okay, I'm going to show you some pictures about it. We also help people to genuinely like the language. So there are two categories of people, okay? One, who genuinely like the language, want to learn more about it, like to listen to English words, like to watch English series, maybe listen to English songs, English movies, and so on, okay? A second category, who don't really like English, but they're forced to learn English because it's probably in your IELTS, okay? Now, those who are in category one would see that their rise, their growth in learning English with respect to IELTS is faster. That's because you don't have a block in your head. Okay, you're receptive towards new words, new idioms, new verbs, new phrasal verbs, etc. All right, but if you're in the second category, then you will always find everything to be mechanical. So my very first advice before we start this highly impactful session is that treat English as a friend. Okay, and that way you will be receptive towards the learning process. Now, who are we? Who are the people behind the company? One, yours truly, you're looking at him. My name is Abhishek. The other chief coach and the co-founder is Aparna. Okay, so we do all the teaching ourselves. So whenever it comes to teaching students, we are very selfish. We do it ourselves. Okay, so whenever you interact with respect to teaching doubts, the chief coaches, the co-founders do it directly with you. All right. Now, who am I? What's my profile? My name is Abhishek. I am an MBA from the Indian School of Business, Hyderabad. It's one of the best B schools in the country. I'm also a postgrad diploma in education administration. Okay, so this is a 2-year course where I learned how different exams are structured. Okay, what is the purpose of various exams? So in IELTS, if you see, say for example, maths the headings. Okay, are you going to do maths the headings when you go abroad, when you go to study, or when you go for work? Are you going to sit there and do maths the headings? Of course not. Okay, you're going to be doing your respective work. But maths the heading in IELTS is designed to test some other core skill, some underlying skill. And that is what we are going to see. And that is what we are going to master. Okay, for example, maths the heading is designed to see if you can read long pieces of text, summarize them quickly. Okay, and when you summarize them quickly, you will be able to communicate them in a succinct manner. Now, this communication is tested in your writing and speaking tests, but are you able to summarize it in your head? That is tested in your reading test. Okay, so that is the core skill that's being tested. So today in this session, we're not only just going to discuss about how we are going to crack various question types, but also what the core skills are and how we can improve on them. Okay, let's see. Now, with respect to IELTS, as I told you, I take care of speaking and writing as well. Okay, these are some of the speaker sessions that I'm doing. This is at VIT Vellore, one of the very good schools in India. Okay. The other chief coach is Aparna. She's a PGP LDP from IIM Calcutta. She is the proprietor, the brainchild of this company. She takes care of listening, reading, and sometimes writing as well, because writing is the one section where we share the load. A lot of students have problems in writing more than the other sections. Okay. Now, we are certified by IDP here via their Train the Trainer program. As you can see, this is the certificate by IDP on the proprietor's name on behalf of Grassroots Education, signed by the director. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this certificate is for two reasons. Number one is whatever we teach you is highly authentic. Okay, we are not going to base our teaching on rumors, on hearsay. Whatever we teach you would be highly authentic in nature. Number one. The second reason is if there is any official communication from IDP regarding a change in the IELTS pattern or anything of that sort, we immediately communicate to you. So we are the first ones to know and we communicate it to you quickly. Okay, for example, there is something called remote speaking that was introduced. Okay, IDP centers in Hyderabad and Chandigarh have this, where when you go to the exam hall, usually what happens, these examiners sitting in front of you and the entire speaking test is conducted, right from part 0 to part 3. But now what will happen is you go to the exam hall, but there is no examiner sitting in front of you physically. You're connected through a video call. Okay, so imagine if I'm talking to you right now and I'm asking you questions and you're responding. Okay, and if this was a live interaction, imagine how that would be. Right? That is exactly how the speaking test would be conducted, and that's called remote speaking. Now, this is implemented in Chandigarh and Hyderabad. If IDP feels that this is good, it's working well, then probably they would spread it across the country. Okay, I don't know about British Council, but in IDP this has been introduced. So I'll be able to give you such authentic information so that you're not caught off guard. Okay, so when you go and sit in the exam, you don't suddenly find something new happening. Okay, you're already aware that this can happen. Okay. All right. So we are also authorized channel partners of IDP. This means that if a particular student is not able to register, now everyone's pretty adept with computers, right? But if someone's not able to, then we can register for them. Now, these are some of our social media numbers. Do join us there. These are some older screenshots. We have about 2,500 people on Instagram now, fastly growing with regular free content. So do join us there for sure. Okay. All right. Let's get started. The very first question I want to ask you is, what is the biggest loophole in your IELTS preparation? Now, by a loophole, I'm not saying that you're not studying hard or you're not practicing. I'm not doubting your work ethic. Okay. But what I'm saying is there a missing piece of the jigsaw that you don't even know exists? This is something that you probably are not even aware of, and this is getting your score down. So if you've already taken IELTS earlier, okay, you've not got your score, or if you feel your English is not good enough and you might not get your score, this is probably the one reason why. Okay, let's see what that reason is. That one reason is English grammar. Now, for writing and speaking, you know that directly 25% of your band descriptors constitute grammatical range and accuracy. Okay, even in listening and reading, if your grammatical skills are strong enough, you'll be able to comprehend the audio better. You'll be able to understand the text better, read faster. So all these advantages you would get if your grammar is solid. All right, but if your grammar is weak and shaky, then everything's going to be a problem. Grammar is like the very foundation of the house. The house of IELTS that you're building, grammar is the very foundation. When you shake that, then how are you basically going to build your bigger house? Right? So let's brush up on grammar. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you some questions. You have to think of the right answer. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you the concept. Okay. Let's start. Here you go. The first question. Don't have an one-dimensional view of these people. Now this is the question. Don't have an one-dimensional view of these people. Okay. What is the error in this sentence? What's the error? Think about it. I'll give you 5 seconds. All right. Okay, let's discuss. Now, the error in this sentence is this word an. Now, you might be wondering that when I say one-dimensional, O is a vowel, right? And what have we learned at school? We have learned that if I see a vowel, I'm going to put an. A, E, I, O, U, these are vowels, so I'm going to put an. Now, what we did not learn in school properly is that you don't place an before a vowel alphabet. You place an before a vowel sound. Okay, so when you say O-N-E, it is pronounced as V-O-N. You should say one. Repeat after me, one. Try it out. You have to try it out now. One. So when you say one, did you find that your upper teeth is touching your lower lip? One. Okay, now if it's not happening to you, you're probably saying this as one. Now, one is incorrect. The right pronunciation of O-N-E is one. So because you felt your upper teeth touching your lower lip, it's not a vowel sound. A vowel sound is one that originates directly from your voice box. So when I say umbrella, repeat after me, umbrella. The very first sound of the word umbrella starts right from your voice box. Okay, none of your parts of your mouth play here. Okay, you're not making your lips circular, your tongue is not touching anywhere, your teeth is not colliding anywhere. The sound starts right from the voice box. Umbrella. When that happens, it's a vowel sound. You will say an umbrella. Okay. Now, a tougher question. A university or an university? Which one is correct? A university or an university? Now, of course, you have to try it out. Say university. When you said university, did you find that your lips have become circular, your tongue is getting squeezed a bit, right? So when all that is happening, clearly this is not a vowel. So therefore you will say a university. Okay. Now let me sit here. Okay. All right. Next question now. You have three blanks in front of you. Dash USA, dash India, and dash Maldives are in good relations with one another. You have to fill this blank with the, an, a, or you can simply leave it blank. Okay. What do you think? Is it the USA, and India, the Maldives? Okay. Or is it blank, blank, blank? What is it? Think about it first. Okay. Let's see. Whenever you have names, these are called proper nouns. So just think about it as names. Like Abhishek, whatever your name is, okay, Rahul, Rahim, Charles, whatever it might be, you can never put the before it. Okay, never put the before names. I cannot say the Abhishek is taking class. Incorrect. Okay, it's always Abhishek is taking class. Simple. Okay, so USA, India, Maldives, these are all names. Okay, at the end of the day, I can, if Maldives was called Maldives or it was called Thieves, doesn't matter, right? It's just a name anyway. Okay, so you will not use articles like the, and, before these. But there is an exception. That exception is if you have names of places that sound like a collection, then you will put the. Okay, so United States of America sounds like a collection, the USA. India, no such indication. Simply India, nothing there. For Maldives, this is a bit tricky. Now, Maldives is a collection of islands. Okay, so you will say the Maldives. All right, so the USA, India, and the Maldives are in good relations with one another. Similarly, the Netherlands. Okay, because Netherlands sounds like a collection of lands. Netherlands. Okay, the United Nation, the United Kingdom. All right, but these are the few exceptions. Otherwise, you will always use just the name of the country. India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. Okay. All right, now the next concept. Here you go. Now we are going to discuss prepositions and word usages. So John and Anna are sitting on a stationary bus. Okay, what is the error here? Think about it. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Quickly, think about the error. Let's see whether you can catch it or not. Think about it. All right, let's see if you've got it. Okay, the first error is this one. So I will say on when I'm sitting on the top of it, okay, on the surface of it. So unless I'm talking about Shah Rukh Khan, and I say Shah Rukh Khan is on the bus, okay, unless it's that reference, here you can clearly see that there is an enclosure. Okay, so I would say that Abhishek is in his institute. Why? Because I'm in an enclosed space. I would say that you are in your office or in your house, okay, because you are in an enclosed space. Similarly, if you see these two people, John and Anna, they're also sitting in an enclosed space, right, inside. Therefore, it would be in a stationary bus. The next one is this one, stationary. Stationary with an A means motionless. Stationary means motionless, in a standstill position. That's what this context wants to convey. But stationary, if I put an E, it means all your pencils, pens, all your office consumables, right? Your staplers, all these. So does this make sense if I put stationary bus? This bus is not made of pen, pencils, and staplers. Okay? So you have to put stationary with an A. So be very, very careful when you have two spellings. It's pronounced the same, but if you have two spellings, then most likely the meaning is going to be different. So be very, very careful. Okay? All right, the next one. The glass upon which the boy was resting was firm in its groove. What's the error here? Take 5 seconds. This is a slightly more difficult question. 1. Okay, time's up. All right. The glass upon which the boy was resting was firm in its groove. This is a very big error. Now we see this error regularly in various writing reviews that we conduct. IT apostrophe S and ITS. Very big difference. When you say IT apostrophe S, it is simply a contraction for it is. Okay, so when I say it's hot today, it's cold today, it's raining today, I just mean that it is raining today. It is cold today. It is hot today. Okay. But when I say ITS only, it's a possessive pronoun. So if I say something like this, please keep this pen in its place, which means that this pen belongs to a certain place. Okay. Keep it there. All right. So in that context, I say its place. Similarly, its groove means the glass belongs to a particular groove. Okay. That it's resting there. All right. So whenever you're interfaced with the usage of ITS, just try to expand it by it is and see whether it makes sense. Okay. And then that confusion will be clear. All right. Now, before moving forward into the various section discussions, I want to tell you something else. I want to tell you about the Gold program. Now, we have a detailed program called the Grassroots Gold program. It's an advanced course. This comes for ₹9999 only for very serious students who are looking to crack the IELTS test anywhere between 20 days to all the way up to 4 to 5 months time. So if you have this much time frame, then it's recommended to enroll. If you just have 3-4 days, not recommended. If you have more than 6 months and you're just casually learning about stuff, not recommended. Okay, it's only recommended for very serious focused students. Now, this will contain video lessons. So we have 90 plus video lessons covering listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. We have live classes during the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 10 p.m. If you miss, of course, you'll get a recording, and you will have 15 one-on-one reviews. So you basically send your work to us, we evaluate it, and then we'll get on a call like this where your essay will be displayed on screen. We'll be telling you what are your good points, not so good points, and then we'll send you that report so that you can work upon it. Take another review after 4-5 days, maybe after working upon the feedback that we've given you. This comes for ₹9999, and at the very end of this session, I will be giving some discounts, some bonuses for the serious students to get in. Okay, we'll discuss more about it at the very end. Now, let's talk about the reading section. Now, as I told you, there are certain core skills that are tested, right, in the IELTS test. Right at the beginning, we discussed this. Now, what are these skills that are required? In reading, it's a no-brainer that the core skill that is tested is how quickly can you read, okay, and how much you can comprehend. So it's not just about reading fast blindly, it's about understanding whatever is being read, okay. So how do you read more in less time? Let me tell you, let me give you some tricks now. Imagine my screen. Now just look at my little bubble, okay. Don't look at the screen, look at my little bubble, all right. Now if this is full of text, how do you read? Usually what do? We place our finger here and then we read one by one like this. This is how we go, right? Now, what you have to do is you have to go vertical. Instead of going word by word horizontally, you need to go vertically, okay? So your eye will be basically working like a camera where you will catch sentences one by one like this, okay? So instead of catching words one by one like this, you're going to catch sentences one by one. So that's going to be fast. Straight away, your speed is going to increase by 5x or 6x. But your next question should be, hey, how can I do this? All my life I've been reading horizontally. Suddenly you're telling me to read vertically. That's going to be difficult. How do I do it? Yes, it is going to be difficult, and you will accomplish that by practice. There is no other trick beyond this point. So if this is your goal, I can take you till this extent with these tricks and techniques, okay? But the rest of the journey, you perform with practice. All right. So wherever you are, just say, I will, that you will practice this after watching this. You will practice this for just 5 minutes. Okay. It's my personal request that if you're watching this video, means you're a serious student, you want some tangible benefit. So you're investing time in watching this video. I want you to be benefited. Okay. So please say, I will, and practice this after the session. Okay. All right. Okay. Please do. Thanks. Okay. Next is, you would have noticed that whenever you're in a silent room where you're not allowed to make any sound, when we read, our lips move softly. Okay, so when we're reading like this. Our lips move softly. Okay, do not do that. The moment you start moving your lips, your brain gets programmed again to word by word. All right. Now, students ask me, is there a trick to not move my lips? Well, there is no trick after this point because these are now your core behaviors. So there is no trick beyond this point. You have to accomplish it through practice now. Okay. The next one is that sometimes when we read, you're reading silently. Okay. Assume you're reading vertically. But when you're doing this, there is your own voice inside your head that's basically reading the whole text for you. So have you heard your own voice sometimes inside your head that's basically playing out this entire text? Yes. That's what you should be very careful about. Once again, you should stop listening to this voice inside your head. So basically what I'm saying is, reading is an activity of your eyes. The moment you involve your ears, your speed is going to reduce. Okay, now you might be thinking, hey, how do I know all this? It's reciprocating with whatever you're feeling all these years. These are global speed reading practices. Okay, so this is not some idea I've generated myself. These are globally accepted, proven speed reading practices. Okay, so all those book reviewers who have to review books and then talk about it the very next day, they can't go word by word slowly. They apply all these techniques. So just apply these techniques and you will see the magic happen. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about a particular question type. Let's talk about summary completion. Okay. Now, whenever you have these blanks, always remember to think of what is the kind of word that's filling in: noun, verb, adjective. Look at this. A piece of advice given to the customer was to be careful with her belongings. This was marked incorrect, although the passage said advice is the right one. Now, before you say ADVICE is the right answer, remember ADVICE and ADVISE, both of them were present in the passage. So what do you think happened here? Why is this incorrect? See, ADVICE is used for nouns. ADVISE is used for verbs. Now, what do I mean by these terminologies? A noun is a usage for either your subject usage or object usage. So what is the subject? If that is the hero of the sentence, okay, then it's the subject. Object means if it's at the receiving end of an action, then it's an object. Now, if I say that my father gave me a piece of advice, so gave me, that is the main action, and piece of advice, right? So that is the object here. Okay. Then I say a piece of advice would be to be careful now. Okay, what am I saying here? A piece of advice would be to be careful. A piece of advice, now that is the subject, that's the main hero, right? But if I use the word advise as an action, I am advising you to learn these concepts properly. Okay, my doctor advised me to take rest. Now that is the main action in the sentence. You will use advice with an S. Very simple. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Let's keep going. All right. Now let's talk about writing, the big section of writing. Okay, now in writing, you need to see what is exactly asked in the question. Okay, it's very, very important. Students usually, especially very good, bright students, they tend to get creative. Okay, and the moment you see an easy question, your eyes light up and you want to write more because you know more about it. That is unfortunately not rewarded in IELTS. Okay, whatever you write, you have to develop it fully with examples and experiences. Now, we have attended IDP sessions where examiners have suggested that you have one central idea. Per paragraph, you have one central idea. Okay, but that should be developed well. Even if you see the band descriptors, it's mentioned that you need to have one central idea per paragraph. Okay, so keep it simple in terms of idea generation, but develop it well. If you get too creative, if you've written 10 ideas and developed just 2 ideas, then you're going to lose scores. You might come home and think, I've given such a brilliant test, but then you've not adhered to the IELTS band descriptors. That is what is very important. Okay, see what needs to be done with respect to IELTS and do that. Don't write just an essay. Okay, definition of essay in the real world and in the IELTS world, okay, is completely different. Okay, so please take care. Now, look at this question. Of late, people are reading books online instead of buying physical copies. Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages of this trend? Okay, now this is an advantage-disadvantage essay. Yes, think about it quickly. Yes, this is an advantage-disadvantage essay. Okay, I hope you have thought about the answer in mind. This is actually an opinion essay. Now, whenever we do live classes, 95% of the students tell me it is an advantage-disadvantage essay. 95%. Okay, look at this keyword. Do you think? The moment I say do you think, it becomes an opinion essay. Okay, just because you saw the words advantages and disadvantages, if you just end up writing a list of advantages and disadvantages, you're going to lose your scores. Just one image ago, just one slide ago, we discussed that you should be very careful and check what is exactly asked in the question, right? And most of the students here get this wrong just after 5 seconds. Okay, so this is how people are losing their scores. If you simply jump the gun, get excited, write something, and then you come back home and you think, hey, I have done it so well, but you're seeing a score of 6, probably something like this has happened. So please be very, very alert in your exam. IELTS is also a game of concentration. Okay, you need to keep your head still. I know you're nervous. It's a very important test, probably deciding the course of your life, but you have to keep calm. If you don't keep calm, then your instincts are going to take over. Okay, and then you're just going to do whatever is prompted immediately. So be very careful with that feeling. Now let's talk about vocabulary. A lot of people say that vocabulary is their biggest problem, not even grammar as we discussed, but vocabulary. So how do we overcome this? Now, if you have to develop vocabulary quickly in a short span of time, maybe you have anywhere between 1, 3, 4 months to go with respect to your IELTS, right? So you don't have 2 years where you can read novels, develop a word slowly. You need to do it quickly. So a quick, fast way of doing this is to learn adjectives, more precisely emotion adjectives. So let's do an exercise. If I tell you, I am very happy, you have to replace very happy. What would it be? Think about it. I can say I am glad, right? I can say I'm glad. What else can I say? Think about some idioms. I am very happy. Can I say I am ecstatic? I am elated. I am jubilant. I am thrilled. I am on cloud 9. I am on 7th heaven. I am euphoric. I am exhilarated. I am overwhelmed. Yes, see, so many words I can use. There are some more probably which I've missed. See, overjoyed, delighted. I'm sure you would have thought of a few words too. So what did I express? I just said that I am very happy. I just said that. But I used complicated words to express it. So remember, with respect to vocabulary, always have your ideas simple in nature. When you deliver them, make it fancier. Okay? So learn emotion adjectives, learn other synonyms for happy, sad, surprised, disgusted, angry. I'm pretty sure you will be able to use it in your test, because IELTS also asks your emotions, your feelings in different parts of the test. Okay, and you will definitely get an opportunity to put these fancier words and get that lexical score. All right. Now let's move to listening. Now in listening, what you need to do is, number one, this is of course an underestimated, underrated, undermined test, an undermined section of the entire test, right? I'm pretty sure this is not your weakest section. So just be careful that you don't get complacent and don't practice at all. Okay, maybe you're good with respect to listening English audios. Maybe you have some people whom you listen to English at least from. Okay, but always practice in the exam format before going to the test, because listening is just not a game of listening to the audio. You're not only listening to the audio, but also watching the questions in front of you. That's on your mind. You're writing the answers. So you're kind of multitasking. Okay, so definitely practice with respect to the IELTS format. Next, if your weakness is respect to listening the audio itself, if that's the case, then I'm going to give you a solution, but it's not something that can be done overnight. Okay, it has to have some rigorous practice, and that is about listening to podcasts. Now, do you know what podcasts are? Podcasts are basically audio files. Now, just like YouTube, where you have a video and an audio, in podcast, you will just have the audio. That's all. Okay, so these are the various sources where you can get podcasts: Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, audiobooks. Now, YouTube also has some audiobooks where you will just have the audio. You will have maybe one static image and you will have the entire audio going. Okay, what I want you to do is take an audiobook on YouTube, listen to it for the first 5 minutes, and type the entire script. Whatever is being spoken, type the whole script. Now, this can be some interview, it can be various across domains, say business, education, entertainment, up to you. But you should take up native speakers, okay, American or a British speaker. Okay. Now, when you complete the script and when you go back, switch on the captions and then listen to it again, you will be able to see what kind of words you're missing. So, for example, Indian speakers say that I was reminded of this session, reminded. We have a strong D sound. A British person might say, I got reminded. Okay, there's a sharp T sound at the end. So when you are coming across these different situations, you will be able to find out what you are missing. Okay, what kind of words you are struggling to catch. And then in the exam, you will be extra alert. So please tell to yourself, I will, so that you do this exercise. Tell this to yourself, I will. You're watching this lesson. I want you to get some tangible benefit out of this lesson. Okay, so please do this, my personal request. All right. Next, let's talk about a particular question type. Now, in map completion, for example, there are certain words that if you know well in terms of meaning, then you will be able to complete these questions in an easier manner. What are these words? These are these prepositions. Okay, across, towards, through, crossroads, roundabout, between, beneath, over, above, amid, amidst, all these words. Okay. Similarly, you can also know some directions, northeast, southwest, and all that. Do you know some of these words? Say, for example, what's the difference between the plane flew over the lake or the plane flew above the lake? Which one is correct? Over the lake or above the lake? What do you think? Option 1, option 2. Think to yourself. The plane flew over the lake, plane flew above the lake. Okay, let me tell you. Whenever you have a movement, you will use over. Okay, so there is a lake down below, but there is a movement of the plane. Okay, so the plane flew over the lake. When you want to talk about something that's static, you will use above. Okay, please keep this box above the table. Okay, static, and it's not moving continuously, right? Similarly, is there a difference between the word beside and besides? Very important. Beside and besides. Think. The word beside means next to. The bus stand is beside the shop. Okay, Mr. A is sitting beside Mr. B, next to. But when I say besides, it means apart from. Okay, besides chocolates, I also like apples. Okay, besides cricket, I also watch football. Okay, so it's apart from. Now, in your writing test, you will definitely use the word besides. But if you end up using beside, then it's a big problem. Okay. Remember, a lot of students ask me, how many mistakes can I make in my writing to get a 7? How many mistakes? I'm sure you have this question. Okay. It's not about how many mistakes. It's about how serious your mistakes are. So if you swap beside, if you make all these silly errors, your score is going to fall down steeply. If you make minor punctuation errors, even more errors are forgiven. But big errors like this, which show that your English prowess is not good enough, then it will fall steeply. Okay, so just be very careful. You have to work on your basics and then build it up. You cannot eliminate stuff. You cannot say that I'm not going to read these 2 concepts like we used to do in other exams, right? Where you get choices like answer 3 of 5 questions. You're not going to get that liberty here. Because if you're getting if you have to use concepts out of those 2 that you have completely eliminated, you're going to make big mistakes out of those concepts and they will pull your score down. So be very careful. You have to brush up all your grammar concepts, have decent vocabulary. You have to work from the bottom. Okay. I know it's a bit harsh and blunt when I say this, but I have to tell you what's true and what's actually needed, right? I can tell you everything's easy, everything's simple and all that, but it's not the case. It requires practice. It requires working from the basics. Okay. So tell me, how many of you have a problem with this? That if I ask you, hey, what do you do during the weekends? You might probably talk to me for 30 minutes about it. You might tell me what you do, whom you meet, what you eat, what you watch. Maybe you're pursuing a hobby, etc., etc. Okay. But if I put you in an exam hall and I tell you what you do during the weekends, answer this for 30 seconds. Okay. But your life depends on it. Okay. Your IELTS scores depend on it. In this scenario, you're probably getting nervous. Words are not coming out of your mouth. Maybe some images are getting formed in your head, but you're not able to express properly. Right? If you have this problem, let me give you a hack that will eradicate this problem once and for all. Okay. This solution is called structures. Now, there are several other complicated structures that we teach our gold members. This is one such structure. This structure is called the past, present, future structure. Okay. Now, what you do is take up any question. Do you use a watch? No, I don't really use a watch, right? So I'm probably getting stuck here. I don't know how to speak. I will say one line in the past, one in the present, one in the future, and my answer is ready. Let's see. Do you use a watch? Let's see how I'm going to do this. Okay. Well, a few years ago, I was an avid collector of watches. I had watches across all brands, right from Titan, which is an Indian brand, to Rolex, which is a reputed international brand. However, after a few years, I realized that watches are doing me no good, and I simply started referring to my mobile phone to see the time. I still continue to do that. Okay? I hope that in future, I'll be able to revive my old habit of collecting watches. See what I'm doing? Someone else might be thinking, oh, this is such a beautiful answer. But all I said is, I said one situation in the past. I talked about me being a collector of watches. In the present, I use my mobile phone. And in future, I hope I'll be able to revive the habit. Past, present, future. That's simple, that easy. It's a very effective technique. Try it for any question. Any question, and you'll be able to answer it. Okay, try it out. Okay, only when you try, you will learn. Try it out. So if you like this one, let me give you another great technique. This is called idea deck. Okay, now you should have a few ideas, true real stories around different people. That's your family, friends, mother, father, some close friends, events of your life, your graduation, the first day at work, your first day at school, all these childhood memories. Okay, so which school you went to, what did you play, what did you like, similarly places where you grew up, where you live right now, all that. Okay, so now what I'll do is I will simply connect my answer to these stories that I have. So say for example, I have a story about my mother. Okay, my mother is a very kind and caring person. She likes to talk to others. She's an extremely social person too. She likes her mobile phone a lot. She likes to browse on WhatsApp, Facebook, and she also likes to shop online. These are some points I have about my mother, real stories. So what I'll do is if I have a question like this, simply connect it. I will say, yes, I do. In fact, I have a Rolex watch. This was gifted to me by my mother on my last birthday. My mother is an extremely kind and caring person, and she ensures that I get the best gift every single time. For example, on my last birthday, she conducted extensive research on what I would like. In fact, she went to the company's website and ordered a rare collectible watch for me. When I knew that she had taken so much effort to gift me this, I decided that I'll always have it on me. Okay, ever since I've not parted ways with it, and I continue to use this watch. All right, so see, somebody else might be thinking, oh, such a good, beautifully explained answer, but then you all know what I did, right? I spoke about my mother, which is a ready-made story that I have, and then I came back to the watch, right? So easy. But you have to do your homework here. You should have some real life stories that you have collected so that you can refer to it whenever you're stuck. Of course, if you know an answer, smoothly go for it. But if you're stuck, use this technique. Okay. All right. Now, there is also a problem of filler sounds that students have. What are these? If you have this question, do you own a watch? Have you heard people making the R sounds? Yes, I have a Titan watch. In fact, it is 3 years old now. I want to replace it with a Rolex watch. So have you heard of people making these R sounds, or maybe you are making it too? Okay, the R sounds. R sounds sound very bad, right? It's highly annoying and irritating. It's the same impression that the examiner also gets. So we need to ensure that we are not doing that. So there are two ways of escaping. Number one, make the sound. Do you own a watch? I do own a watch, in fact. It's a Rolex watch, which is known for its high durability. Okay, sound. That's one. The second one that you can do is you can extend the words. Do you own a watch? Well, I do. In fact, I own a Rolex watch, which is known for its high durability. But strangely, the watch that I have broke down a few times. Okay, so what am I doing? I am extending the words. So when I extend the words, I am basically buying time from you. All right, to speak more, to think of my content. So you heard of native speakers doing this? They simply extend the words, right? You would have heard native speakers when you're watching TED Talks or even in your listening audios. Okay, they extend the words. Well, not really. They do that. Why are they doing it? They are basically buying time from you so that they can think about their content. Okay, so ensure that you're extending the words using the sounds instead of using the R sounds. All right, now let me show you some of my success stories, the success stories that we are having at Grassroots Education. Plenty of them. Let me zoom some and show you, okay, how effective they are. Look at this. 8, 9, 7, 8.5. Look at another one. 9, 8, 7.5, 8. Look at this. 8, 7.5, 7, 7. Okay, and we are also interviewing a few candidates now. Look at this. 8, 8.5, 7, 7.5. So I'm pretty sure all of you have similar targets, right? Of 8, 7, and above, or even a CLB 10. So if you have these targets, okay, and if you want to get on the success stories board, let me tell you this. All the students that we have here, okay, nobody as such were born geniuses, okay, that they simply got whatever is being taught. Nobody was a born genius, but they were all very sincere students. Okay, just like other sincere students, if you're watching this video, then I know you're a sincere student. You're investing time in your preparation. So I know you're a sincere student. Okay, similar to you, these students were also ready to put in the work, put in the practice. Okay, and they were in a system that worked for them. All right, this system is called Grassroots Gold. Of course, there is no magic wand. Yes, there are tricks and techniques we teach you, but it's also a system that makes you study, get the reviews, polish yourself repeatedly. And it is designed to win over the IELTS. Okay, because IELTS is a practice game. I hope you agree with me that IELTS is not a theory-based test. It is a practice-based test. Okay, now let's see what is that system and why is it so effective. See, number one is we have a 90 video lesson package comprising listening, reading, writing, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation. So it's highly to the point, just like this lesson, where we want to give you actionable points. Okay, we're not going to beat around the bush and then talk to you about the exam, tell you drink water before the exam, eat well before the exam, not all these generic tips. Okay, we are going to give you actionable points, and across all these domains, L, R, S, W, grammar, vocab, and pronunciation. This will have about 90 videos. Now, all of this is valid for the next 6 months. So don't even think about validity, expiry, and all that. I know you might have a target of taking your exam in a month or so. Good, have that target. But in case you are postponing your plan, the program continues to be valid for you. Okay, that's why it's 6 months. Number one. Now, these video lessons are available on our mobile app and on the web. We'll give you access once you enroll. Next, we have live classes during the weekend. So Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 10 p.m. we have live classes. Okay, every weekend we catch hold of one section, do that in detail. Next week we go to the next section. Now, if you miss a class between 8 and 10 p.m., you will get the recording. All right. Now, during the weekdays, that is from Monday to Friday, you will have something called daily practice sets. Okay, so if it's the speaking week that's going on, every day we'll give you some activity to do right from Monday to Friday so that you don't lose touch. It's very important that I know you're busy. I know you're probably studying, working somewhere, so you will be busy. So I want you to at least practice for 20 minutes a day on that activity that we are giving you so that your level does not reduce. So without practice, your level reduces. So we'll at least maintain it. We'll hold it for you. Okay, Saturdays and Sundays, you will come to the class to ensure you will see other students, you will learn more, you will ask your doubts, and you will be in that study mode now. Okay, so you can ask me, why do we need live classes if the video lessons are already there? Okay, that's because I want to keep a study routine for you. Okay, so that's why we come to class every weekend, and it's taken only by the chief coaches. We don't outsource our faculty. We teach everything ourselves. Okay, so I really look forward to seeing you there. Okay, next and the most important feature is the 15 personal one-on-one sessions, reviews. So here what happens is, say for example, you want a writing review. You send your writing work to us, we evaluate it, then we share it on the screen with you where you are on the other side of the call, and then we break it down completely. We discuss sentence by sentence, word by word. We tell you what are the good points, the not so good points, what you should do to improve. Okay, and then we email that entire report. So basically you work on that feedback for the next 4-5 days. Then when you take the next review, you've seen that you've improved a bit. Then you will further fine-tune your errors. Then you'll see you've improved a bit more. Then you've improved a bit more. Like this, the improvement happens. There is no magic wand, but an iterative process, back and forth process that keeps increasing your score. Now you have 15 reviews. So you can use it for any section you want to. You can have 10 for writing, 5 for speaking. You can have all 15 for writing if you want. Or you can have 4 for writing, 4 for speaking, 4 for reading, 3 for listening, up to you. For reading and listening, what we do is you will have to take an entire mock test and then share the results with us. Then we'll discuss what are the wrong points, what are the right ones, how you should improve on the wrong ones. Okay, we'll see what is that underlying problem that you're having because of which you're not getting your reading or listening score, and we'll help you improve. Simple. Okay, now this is the core gold program, the recorded lessons, your live classes, the personal reviews. Apart from this, we have some bonuses too. Okay, what are these bonuses? Let's see. Now, these bonuses are, number one, you will have unlimited doubt clearance on WhatsApp for the next 6 months directly with the chief coaches. This is not a WhatsApp group. You directly interact with us. Any doubts you have, just put it there and we'll help you, keep helping you. Okay, so you don't have to take a review if you have a small doubt like, hey, how do I paraphrase this particular question? You can always have a smaller doubt, right? You can keep asking, unlimited time. So you have like a personal mentor next to you. Okay, that's why this program is highly personalized. Next, you have crisp study material covering vocabulary, collocations, idioms, phrasal verbs, all these that help you build your LR score. Okay, now there are 2000 plus idioms in English, 2000 plus. Now, what are idioms? Idioms, piece of cake, cup of tea, not up to the mark, don't beat around the bush, life is not a bed of roses, all these, right? There are 2000 plus idioms. So what we have done is we have researched on what are the different situations that can come in your IELTS test, compiled a set of 50 idioms. Just learn these 50 idioms properly, learn its application, use them in the exam, get your LR score. Okay, it is that easy. All right, so we have done all that for you. You just have to work hard and use that in your exam. That's it. Next, you have access to the previous live classes too. So if you're joining today, whatever live classes have been going on, you have access to that too if you want to refer. Okay. And then finally, the moment you enroll, after we send you a welcome email, okay, with all these resources, we will be getting on a one-on-one call with you first. We want to understand where you are right now, where you want to go, how much time you have, and then we'll advise you on how you can customize this entire program according to you. It's a 6-month program. So do you have to take your IELTS after 6 months? No, not at all. You can take your IELTS in 1 month. You can take your IELTS in 20 days. You can take your IELTS in 2 months. Up to you. But we'll tell you that, okay, if you have 2 months and your grammar is weak, first do the grammar lessons. Ask me your doubts. Once your grammar is solid, then start taking the writing and speaking reviews. Simultaneously take your mocks. Okay? That is how things will work. All right. Now, all of this together comprises the gold program, as you can see, and there is another additional feature of sectional mocks too. So you will have 5 mocks in listening, 5 full mocks in reading, and we will give you question banks in writing and speaking. Okay, so you will also get that additional resource. Now, all of this put together is for only ₹9999. Okay, which if you contact any other institute, say an offline institute or so, it's always above 10K, and it's probably for a couple of months. Okay, so here it's for good 6 months time, highly flexible, mentored by us directly, the chief coaches directly. Okay, so this is for 9999, but for all those who attend our sessions or who are coming in touch through our recorded lesson, we give a massive discount. The entire program is available at ₹7499. Okay, but this is for a very short time, only for masterclass attendees alone. So this is our website where you can see the fee mentioned as 9999, and this is the special discount code that you will have to enter. Okay, so if I go into the website, and this is the website with everything mentioned. All right, you can see our certificate, the registration fee, and all the other success students, the interviews, all the other success stories, tons of them. Now, all you have to do is click on Enroll Now. When you click on Enroll Now, this is mentioned as 9999, as you can see. So click on Buy Now, enter your name, enter your email, enter your phone number, and then click on I have a discount code and type GEC, Grassroots Education Consulting 8777. When you click on apply, the fee straight away drops to 7499. Okay, and then you can click on next, fill up all this. So select your state. Okay, you can fill this up, and then when you do next, you'll be able to find all the other payment options. All right, so this is the enrollment procedure through our website. All you have to do is go into the link that's given there, grassrootseducationconsulting.net/IELTS-grassroot-gold. Scroll down to the registration procedure, click on Enroll Now. You have this opened up. Click on I have a discount code and enter GEC 8777. This is a very special discount code that only you are aware of because you've seen this video. I look forward to seeing you as a gold member. I look forward to seeing you here as my success story, where we'll be interviewing you and where your story will inspire other IELTS aspirants. I wish to talk to you soon, okay, as one of our gold members. All the very best. Bye-bye.